A warm and creamy soup or a crispy galette? When done right, pumpkin is one of my favorite winter vegetables. Pumpkin is harvested in late autumn but can last throughout the winter, so if you have an ambition of eating more seasonally, now is a good time to go and get some. Today I'm working with my favorite pumpkin, the Hokkaido, and I'll show you two ways of using it. First, an easy but incredible Hokkaido soup, and then an easy but bougie Hokkaido galette with mascarpone cream, sage and pistachios. I have two different Hokkaido here, and for the soup I'll use the smaller one. If you buy organic Hokkaido, there is no point in peeling it, the skin cooks down nicely and tastes great. To attack the little fella, I recommend going in with your knife in the middle of the pumpkin, then pushing down with your weight for a safe and controlled cut. Then flip and do the same on the other half. I then quarter it and remove the seeds with a spoon and cut each quarter into little half moons of 1 to 2 centimeters thickness. All of this will get blended at the end, so there's no need to be super precise. Properly roasting your pumpkin will add an extra layer of deep and complex flavors to your soup, so get a baking tray and add the sliced pumpkin. I also add 2 onions that I've quartered and 4 to 6 cloves of garlic with the skin on. Then some olive oil, salt, pepper and chili flakes. Give it a nice rub-in to make sure the oil is covering the pumpkin and throw it in a 200-degree oven for about 40 minutes. The Hokkaido should be very soft, and a few burned and caramelized bits is only a good thing. The garlic has become nice and mushy, so we want to peel those. When this is done, you can get a pot going and add some oil. This is your time to spice your soup as you like, and there are endless possibilities. But an easy and delicious little hack that I use is just to add some Thai curry paste. I always have Thai red curry paste in my fridge, and it adds a nice spicy gingery flavor that complements the very sweet Hokkaido. Let it fry off for about a minute and then add all of your roasted vegetables, and now you have a choice to make. You can either make the soup just with water, and that would be a very good soup, but if you want it to be extra luxurious and creamy, you can add a can of coconut milk. That just needs to boil through for a couple of minutes, and then you can blend your soup. As you blend it, adjust the consistency with more water and season with salt, lemon and honey. A little bit of sweet, sour and salt at the end really brightens up most soups, so I highly recommend you don't skip this step. Et voila! Your soup should have an intense, roasty flavor, a natural sweetness and a spicy edge without being super hot. Serve it up with some olive oil, toasted pumpkin seeds and fresh herbs, and a nice piece of bread, and then you have a very easy and comforting dinner. If you are more interested in impressing your guests or bringing something sexy for your next potluck, you can make a Hokkaido galette. A French-style galette is one of those dishes that looks incredibly fancy, but actually is super easy to make. This recipe is inspired by a legend of the game, Yotam Ottolenghi, so big shout out to all that he has done for vegetarian cooking. For the galette, the procedure is somewhat similar, however I cut the pumpkin a little thinner. They also get an onion and garlic and are roasted at 200 degrees, but this time only for 25 minutes because they will finish cooking on the galette. After 25 minutes, it should look like this, and we can pick out the onion and garlic for a mascarpone cream. I use 125 grams of mascarpone, but you could also do ricotta or go for vegan alternatives such as silken tofu or a vegan cream product of some sort. I also add 25 grams of Parmesan cheese, salt, pepper, our onion and garlic that I've just chopped a little bit. Pumpkin and sage go really well together, but you could of course also do some other herbs. And if you want to be real fancy, we can also make a syrup from the juice of an orange, a tablespoon of honey and some sage and thyme. Get it on the heat and reduce for about 2 minutes until you get a thin syrup. It will get thicker as it cools down, so take it off before it's very, very thick. To make your galettes, you need a dough. It is fairly easy to make yourself, and I will probably cover that in another video, but I actually think that store-bought pie crust is a decent product. So if you want to save some time, I don't think there's any shame in using one of these. Roll it out on a baking tray and spread the mascarpone cream until it is 2 centimeters from the edges. Then place your roasted pumpkin nicely on top. I also really like some nuts here, and today I'm feeling a bit bougie, so I'm using pistachios, but you could also do pine nuts, pumpkin seed, sunflower seed, whatever. Give it a sprinkle of salt, fold up the edges and drizzle over your orange syrup and bake it for about 30 to 40 minutes at 180 degrees. If the bottom isn't roasting enough and isn't becoming super crispy, you could switch your oven to heat from below for the last 15 minutes. Et voila! 40 minutes later it comes out looking beautiful with a bubbling mascarpone cream and some nicely roasted pumpkin. This is a super awesome dish. It's great with a salad on the side or just on itself as a snack and can be eaten both warm and cold. Enjoy!